Hello and welcome to this video in which I'll demonstrate how to search for journal articles on your topics in the library databases using searching features to obtain the best results. In the searches I'm going to demonstrate, I'll be using sample topics given to me by your unit assessor. So first of all, we're going to go to the Occupational Therapy LibGuide to look at appropriate databases to use. So I'm scrolling down the library's homepage to LibGuides. And then I'm going to click on Health and Human Sciences and then click on the Occupational Therapy LibGuide. Okay, so here is the guide, and the first two pages, Key Resources and Journal Articles and Databases, provide examples of and links to databases that are appropriate. The ones we're going to use in this video we're going to look at searching in several EBSCO databases, including CINAHL. We're going to look at the Informant database and search across the various databases provided by Informant, including Health Collection, and then going to look at the OTD base, which is an occupational therapy specific database. And I'm also going to do a search using Google Scholar. So before we actually look at the databases though, I'm just going to do a little bit of a refresher on some searching features for you. Okay, so the first thing is for your topic or for any topic you have, the first step is to identify the keywords. This is the information you've got to find, the words that you've got to find information about to answer your question, and to identify synonyms or words with the same or similar meaning that you can use in your search. And there's some examples I've provided there. For instance, adolescents, so synonyms for that are teenagers, teens or youth. For substance abuse, you can look at more specific terms like drug or alcohol abuse. If you can't think of any or many synonyms, you can just start your search using the words from your assessment topic and then check the abstracts of the articles in your results for alternative words to use. These are some extra features that you can use with your keywords and synonyms to improve your results, and I hope that you have come across these in the past. So we've got the asterisk symbol, which you can put on the stem of words, and that will retrieve not only the plural of the word, but also other relevant endings. And you can see examples with occupation and disabled. The other feature is using the double quotes around phrases. So this is 2 words or more. And you need to use the double quotes around those in order to make sure that the words are searched as a phrase in that order. So occupational therapy and substance abuse are examples. Notice that you can use the asterisks within the double quotes in most databases. And finally, you've got to, when you're actually combining your different keywords, first of all, you need to put or between the alternative words to make sure that they're searched as alternatives. And when you're actually combining the different aspects of your topic into one search, you use and between those. Now this is an example of an advanced search in a database, and normally and between the different rows of your search is the default. Okay, so we're just going to continue on now, and now we're going to click on CINAHL, the first database listed on the Key Resources page. I already have it opened. Now, I mentioned that I'm going to search across several EBSCO databases at once, so I'm going to click on Choose Databases to add the other databases, and they're APA Psych Articles and APA Psych Info, which are 2 psychology databases, and I'll click OK when I've selected those. Okay, so if I click on Show All at the top of my search boxes, you can see all the databases I'm using for this search. I'm just going to copy and paste some words from a Word document I've got handy to save me some time here. Okay, so I'm looking at the topic of cognitive development in middle school or middle childhood. So I've got a range of words that I've thought of. with asterisks on the end to pick up the alternative or the relevant endings. So cognition or cognitive, or think or thinking, or intellect or intelligence, or perception or reasoning. Now I've used these or identified these alternatives mainly through already doing some searching, so that's why I'm coming up with some of these. The second box I'm going to put words relating to middle childhood, so I'm going to include middle school or 6 to 12 years. And finally I'm adding in occupation. And search. Okay, so I've got 223 results. And the first thing I want to do is limit or apply filters or limits to my search. So these are included on the left-hand side on the results page. First of all, there are a couple of ways. So first of all, I'm going to click on scholarly peer-reviewed journals to make that, to apply that limit. And then I'm going to change the date range. So I'm going to use move the cursor across to 2010. And both of those automatically update my results. So I've got 82 results there. I just want to point out that if you click on the Show More link, this will actually take you to a list of all of the limits that were available on the first page of our search of the database, but you can access them in this way. And one of them you might consider using in future is age group. So for instance, if you're looking at middle-aged or elderly, you can choose an appropriate age range there. Then you don't have to include those words in your actual search. I'm just going to cancel out of that. So we've applied our limits. Now as we browse the topics of the titles of our articles, we'll see that some aren't available in full text. Instead, there's a Find It button. So you should know, I hope, that if you click on that button, this will we'll go looking for the full text in one of our other databases. So I'm just going to look at the article number 3, Efficacy of Social Stories. I see that's from the Indian Journal of Occupational Therapy, 2019, volume 51, number 2. So if I click on the Find It button, okay, so this doing that either will lead to a page that will indicate that we don't have the full text in any of our databases, or it will lead directly to the article itself, or in this case it's taken us to the journal homepage. So we're looking for volume 51 of 2019 and it's issue 2. And if I scroll down, there is my article there, Efficacy of Social Stories, and it's available in full text. And I can just click out of that page to go back to my results. If you're interested or if you need more information to decide if an article is suitable, because the title may not give you that, you can just put your cursor on the magnifying glass to the right of the title, and this gives you access to an abstract or summary and the subjects for that particular article. So sometimes these will suggest some alternative words for you to search on in this database. Now, also, if we want to select any of these results, articles to do something with, we just click the box, the plus sign beside the article here on the right. This creates a folder, again to the right of the search results, and if I click on folder view, I can go to my selected results, select them again, and print them, email them, or save them. To go back to my results, I just click on the back button there. Okay, so that's the SCNAL and EBSCO databases. We're now going to go on to Informit databases, so I'm going to go back to the Occupational Therapy LibGuide and I'm going to click on Health Collection Informit. This is an Australasian database. So I'm just going to, I've clicked on the health collection within that database. I want to search across all of the Informat databases, so I'm just going to click the cross to get out of health collection. I'm going to go into the advanced search page. And I'm going to type in my search words here. I'm just going to type them in one line. So I'm looking at and I'll just type this in. So I'm looking at a topic about the disabled or disability in relation to occupation or occupational performance. I can use the asterisks and I can use the double quotes in this database. So I've got my topic there. I think that I have to use the combining words and or in capital letters. I'm just going to click that I want peer reviewed. I'm going to suggest that I want journal articles, and I'm going to have a custom date range of 2010 to 2021, and then I search. And there are our articles there, and there are our limits that we've applied. Now with this database, you can only go into one article or result at a time. You can preview the abstract, or you can open the abstract, or you can just go into the full text. And the full text seems to be available for almost all of these articles. So that's Informat database or databases, and I've selected to search across all of the databases within Informat. Now I'm just going to go back to my LibGuide and click on OTDbase. So this is a specific OT database. It's provided by a Canadian company, and it covers over 20 international occupational therapy journals. Now the database itself doesn't hold the full text of the article, but in a lot of cases the article will be available, and it's just a case of copying and pasting the title of the article into the library's catalogue. So there's 3 different ways to search this database: keyword search, topic search, or advanced search. So I would suggest not to try a keyword search, because you can only search on one aspect or topic at a time. So that's fairly limiting. So the way to do a topic search, so already we have got major headings that we've been provided with. So if your topic comes within one of those, beside that, so I'm going to look at the cognitive development in childhood, middle childhood. So I'm looking at pediatrics, and I just click the arrow beside my main heading and search for a subheading, and I'm going to use the cognition one, and then we click go beside that. Okay, we see we've got 22 results there. And as I said, the journal name, you can just copy and paste the title of the article into our library catalogue, or you could search under journals for the journal title, the full journal title. So you can see it's abbreviated here. This third one is the Australian Journal of Occupational Therapy. You can just search on our journals page via the library's homepage to see if we hold that journal and if we have access to this year and this volume. So there are a couple of ways to check for the full text. Or we can try another search in OTDbase. I could try an advanced search. In this case, I'm looking at the topic of trauma in relation to occupational performance. And in this database, we can also use the asterisks and the double quotes around phrases. So it really simplifies our search. And we've got 3 results there. Okay, now we're going to look at using Google Scholar in our searching, and we can actually link to that via the library's databases page. Here's Google Scholar. Already got it opened. Now, one thing to remember with Google Scholar is to set your preferences so that when you do a search, any articles in the results that are available in full text through the library's databases, you can link to those. There's a link provided. So to do this, we go up to the menu in the top left-hand corner and we click on Settings and then Library Links and then type in Southern Cross University and search. This gives us a third box that we tick to select and save. So a search, I'm just going to do a basic or a simple search in Google Scholar. So I'm going to try just this search. Disability, life, then asterisks, occupation, with an asterisk as well. So I'm using the asterisks and the double quotes in here. So we've got quite a few results, and you can see the Find It at SCU button beside those that can also be found in full text via our library databases. Another search I might do might be related to a theory, like attachment theory. So I'm using the double quotes, and I'm just using the whole term or phrase occupational therapy with that. Okay, so again, we've got the Find It at SCU, or the other option might be ProQuest at SCU. That's also a link to a full text in the library's databases. Okay, so they're the databases and sources that I recommend for this particular assessment. Now we're just going to go back to the Occupational Therapy LibGuide, and I just want to point out how you can find other resources that might be relevant, if not for this assessment, for future studies. So on the websites page, we've got links to government sites, to organisations and associations, to standards and codes, to occupational therapy specific resources, and to reports and guidelines. So there could be something that's useful in all of those. And I'm just going to go into, for instance, the American Occupational Therapy Association, so AOTA, just to give you an idea. And for instance, on their practice option, we have particular information and resources about population groups and particular conditions. So you might find something useful there for websites. Other sites to look at or other pages to look at on this guide include the page about standards, about finding the evidence in allied health, and about anatomy and physiology resources. I'm just going to go back to the library's homepage and scroll down. Just in terms of getting help, you'll see just go back to the homepage or not. You'll see our little chat that comes up on most of the library pages. So if you need some quick help in relation to research or referencing, you can use our chat service. If you need more in-depth help, you can click on Make an Appointment, and that's for undergraduates, and make an appointment to see a librarian. So please use these ways of getting help if you need it. Good luck with your studies, and thank you.